India's press is dubbing it the China killer. India successfully test-fired its first intercontinental ballistic missile Tuesday, officially called the Agni-V rocket. Sky News reports the weapon has the ability to carry nuclear warheads and the range to hit major cities on Asia's east coast.
The rocket is believed to have a range of over 3,000 miles. That puts it potentially within reach of targets in China like Shanghai.
The missile's capabilities put India in an elite class of nations. Only the United States, Russia, China, Britain, and France hold similar weapons, making India the first world power not permanently on the UN Security Council with a long-range ballistic missile. The BBC says the rocket test is just as symbolic as it is practical for India.
That a lot of this is also about image making, about India demonstrating to the rest of the world and especially to its regional rival China that it has this kind of capacity.
In a news conference, China's foreign ministry spokesman said the nation was not concerned about India's missile, calling the countries, quote, not competitors but partners. But the China Global Times, a publication of the Communist Party, seemed none too happy. The West chooses to overlook India's disregard of nuclear and missile control treaties. The West remains silent on the fact that India's military spending increased by 17% in 2012. India should not overestimate its own strength. An opinion writer for Thailand's The Nation says while China and India might be traditional rivals, the conflicts most likely to occur in Asia would put the two powers on the same team. In the event of a conflict in the Middle East between Iran and Israel, China is certain to back Iran. India's position on the Israel-Iran conflict is ambiguous, but it is more likely that it would want to join the Sino-Russian alliance to support Iran. If this were the case, India's missiles would not be aimed at targets in China. On Al Jazeera, an analyst says attention surrounding the missile test is drawn to China's response because of its strong ties with Pakistan, India's major rival. Still, he says India's move should not be seen in the same aggressive light as North Korea's recent test.
That you cannot quite compare North Korea and India because North Korea has a profile in the region which is deemed to be revisionist, and technically North Korea is still at war.
India ranks as the world's top weapons importer, but MSNBC reports NATO gave its okay on India's test launch, and the U.S. State Department called the nation's non-proliferation record, quote, solid. For Newsy, I'm Zach Toombs. Multiple sources, the real story.